And no, not day 3. Video log number 3. No, this is video log number 4. I'm already losing track. Breakfast this morning, the typical shake, and then we just have check-ins. So I just weighed myself probably a couple minutes ago before I drank water and everything like that. Weighed in 208. Same weight as we ended on last week. The plan is to pull back a little bit harder as far as food goes. Try to get me a little bit leaner and then work our way up as far as pushing food and everything. So weight has stayed the same. We're actually a couple pounds up starting these vlogs and everything. So I really don't know what happened, but it just said that my storage was full and I have like 108 gigs of storage and as much space on iCloud as possible, and it's been doing this to me all freaking week. It's so annoying. Oh God. Here we go. All right, how are we feeling mentally? We got the RPE scale, 1 to 10. Let's see. All right, how mentally this week, you know, you're gonna have tough days. Not necessarily a bad day, just not necessarily my most favorite of days, you feel me? So I'm gonna rate that a solid 7. I feel like it's right in the range, because anything, I feel like if you get anything below 5, that's like, 5 is like normal, right? So like you just had like an week. Like it wasn't good, it was not bad, but it just 7, it was like I had more good days rather than bad days, right? So like, and not necessarily bad days, just days that I just was either like, and it depends on how you look at things. Like I just was very busy as far as like mentally stressing myself aspect, 7. Physically, and I will get to that in a second, but yeah, so as far as mentally goes, 7 on that scale. I think that's not too bad. It's not a bad week. It's actually pretty good. Physically, now how are we feeling physically? This week was a little bit different. So I was actually a little bit fatigued this week. By the end of the week, I was pretty drained. Now, like I said, could have been due to the super busy days. Could have been mentally just fatigued rather than, and that'll transfer over into, physically fatigued. But see, here's the thing, is like, I was tired and then I'd get into the gym and I could push some weight. So there's the, if I'm basing myself off of how I'm doing at the gym, I would say an 8. Physically, I'm feeling pretty damn good. We went to the chiropractor. That's what happened this week. So we got worked on there. That was amazing. I haven't had my neck pop in literal like years. And also figured out that my psoas was tighter than a motherfucker. So I have a lot of work to do as far as that goes. Yeah, physically 8. I think that's a pretty solid answer right there. Next question, scale of 1 to 10. Do I think I could have done anything a little bit better this week? Obviously, there's obviously room for improvement every single time. Not saying that I will ever reach a 10. I probably will never reach a 10. In me personally, This week, I would say rate myself a 7. I could have done better at some things. Due to the certain circumstances, was I too busy enough to do the things that I necessarily wanted to do but didn't need to do? Yes. So there were things that needed to be done that I had to get taken care of over the things that I wanted to do. Rate that 7. Solid week, nothing too crazy. And then then the next question, one thing that I think I could improve on this week, and it actually is going to go correlated into these videos, and that is to not push off editing till the last minute, because that's what I did this week, and it is biting me in the ass. So, and I don't know if I went over this last time in the video, but I'm gonna try doing these videos, editing them in under 2 hours, which, traditionally every single time I've tried previously doing this, because if you've been following me on my Instagram for a little bit of time, I've tried to do YouTube or videos numerous amounts of times, and every single time it takes me like a whole week to edit a video, and that I need to improve my workflow as far as that goes. That should not take that long. They are not cinematic masterpieces by any means, so you should not be putting that much time into them. So 2 hours is what I'm restricting myself to make these videos. And that also sort of like pushes me in the box of like, how creative can you get to really make like a cinematic, not a masterpiece, but somewhat entertaining to watch rather than just me blabbing my mouth, which I know I'm very good at, but sometimes it's just, I like to watch things too. If I'm editing, I'd rather just not listen to me fucking talk for once and just edit like a little cinematic video, okay? That's all, really, that's funny. So, next thing to talk about. It is a rest day. Like I said in the first video, typically what I'm going to do every single time is every single time that I have a check-in day that I do have a gym session, or I do have to lift that day, I will videotape, or not video, I will record my exercises and I'll make a little edit of them. Obviously, the first one's not being so well, not at all. This week, I do not have a training day on this Sunday. Sorta stoked about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually pretty stoked on it. I love having just my rest days on a Sunday because I know I have absolutely nothing to do. I literally do make sure Sunday is a day that I do whatever I want. So, branching off onto doing whatever I want, today we are doing something pretty cool. It's called a float. Now, not a root beer float, because we are not allowed a cheat meal. So, it's not that type of float. But it's a sensory deprivation tank. And it's over at Healing One down here. And I'm pretty stoked to do it. I've had other people do it, and they had an amazing experience. I've watched videos on it years ago, even to new date, and it seems like a really, really cool experience. So that is what we're going to be doing today, and that's going to be at 4 later today, and it is currently 9. So we have a little bit of time to go to, but I have some things that I need to get done in between that time. But I'm super stoked on it. It's I'm not sure which tank I'm gonna get because they have three different tanks. It looks like a coffin, like it's very like you get claustrophobic in there, and then it goes into like a huge room to where like you don't even touch like the walls or anything, and you'll be floating around. And I'm gonna be in there for I think 60 minutes. I think that's the length of it, and I just want to test it out, see how I like it. It's a pretty cool place. They have like infrared sauna, the massages. They have obviously the floats. They have actually an oxygen bar, which we might try today. Not sure if it's free. Yes. 'Cause I don't know if I can pay for oxygen. I don't know. But I'd be curious to see if I do notice if I do notice a, drastic change in oxygen therapy. If I didn't already say it, I'm not sure. But basically what the float is about like a foot of water in this tub, and they have a bunch of Epsom salts. So like, or I don't know if it's Epsom salts specifically. Just a shit ton of magnesium, and to where it makes it so you actually float. So I'm excited to see what we can do. It's a pretty interesting concept to me because it's stripping you of all like your senses. Obviously, like you're not gonna be tasting anything, you're not eating, right? But you can't see anything, you can't hear anything, and you feel like you're floating. So it seems like it's gonna be a pretty cool experience, and I'm stoked to try it. So the next time you see this, and actually I'm gonna confess what I'm gonna do in the next 2 hours, I'm gonna edit the video that I was supposed to do this week for last week's video, and I will be publishing that today. So it is now 3:38. I got my sensory deprivation tank at 4, so we're about to head down there in about like 5 or so minutes. They said to show 10 minutes early to fill out some paperwork and everything. I don't really know what to expect. I've heard it from like other people of what like sort of they might have experienced, but I'm excited to see what experience I have in there. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very curious to see how this goes. Now I'm not necessarily sure if, because from other people, you've showered beforehand. So I showered beforehand at my own place. I know they probably have a shower there. I just wanted to be double courteous, I guess, just to make sure. But I'm super stoked. So we're about to chill out for about 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna get to it. Hopefully I'll be able to take a couple videos there. I'm not sure, but I don't see why not. So I'm gonna try being a little quiet because I don't interfere. And this is the cool part. We are now home after the deprivation tank, and not gonna lie, that was the coolest thing I've ever done. A little bit hard to film in there, obviously. It's dead silent, you know, I wasn't really trying to talk. But I can't even explain, or start to begin to explain how I felt in there. It truly is an incredible experience. Like, I got done, and they have like a lounge chill area, but I ended up just going straight out to my car, and I think I sat there for probably 10 minutes, but for a hot minute there, like I just straight up was, for a good minute there, to feel weightless, to feel weightless is a pretty cool fucking feeling. And especially being a bodybuilder and most of the time feeling weight, to actually, because I was surprised, like, I'm not surprised obviously, but like, you fucking floated. Such an awesome experience. And then to not have, like, you could hear, but like they turned off music, so it was like 10 minutes of music, and then they stopped, and then 10 minutes to let you know that, like, hey, time is up. It's just so cool. If you're in Reno, go to Healing One World, get a float. You will not waste your money at all. If you're anywhere else in the world and there is a sensory deprivation take around you, do it.